Je soignerai plus tard, pas de souci. Mais alors, attendez. Oui, c'est bien elle. C'est bien elle, tel père, telle fille. Tisdale. Qui c'est son père, du coup? Tisdale. On connaît un Tisdale, nous? Peut-être quelqu'un qu'on a sauvé aussi. Hein. Ça, je voulais regarder. Pour saisir la blague. Bon, j'en sais rien. Ouais. Ok, très bien. Bon. En tout cas, c'est sauvé. Et on pourra la soigner quand elle reviendra. À la nuit suivante. Ouh, donc on pourra améliorer notre personnage, hein. Accessoirement. Oh, ce qu'il faut pas faire pour les citoyens, sérieux. Par contre, il en manque encore beaucoup, hein, des citoyens, c'est genre ouf. Ouais, là, ça revient ici. Ah oui. On revient là. Ce qu'il faut pas faire pour les citoyens, quoi. Il manque encore la moitié des gens, mais... Pour moi, on n'a pas de quête avec un point d'exclamation pour le moment. Donc si on trouve un refuge... Après, ça va faire repop tous les ennemis, ça c'est le problème. On a quand même 12 000 XP à choper, quoi. Au bout d'un moment, je veux bien qu'on gagne un peu de temps en ayant moins d'ennemis, mais en se faisant tout shot, on en perd aussi un peu, quoi. Entrer dans le manoir. Oh, attendez. Oh, mais il y a des gens ici aussi. Ouh. Alors déjà, on va activer ça. Voilà, porte déverrouillée. Ça fait bien plaisir. Comme ça, on peut aller rapidement d'un endroit à l'autre. Il y a des gens. Interroger les citoyens. Ah bon. Magasin des Price. Ah, il y a des gens. Ah, voilà. On les cherchait.
Good evening, Miss Price. How are you tonight?
Dr. Reed, I didn't know you had returned from the war. I had a new doctor when you left, but he's not as kind as you.
Always glad to see a former patient in good condition. It's been a long time.
Too long indeed. And as a token of my appreciation, I'll grant you the best price if you fancy buying anything from my humble shop.
Do you know Aloysius Dawson?
Everybody knows him. He's only been to my shop once, though, looking for rare books and other intriguing antiques.
Did he buy something from you?
No, he left quickly. He almost laughed at my goods. Mr. Dawson may be a rich man, but you can't buy good manners.
But isn't Aloysius Dawson known for his philanthropy?
That was before his brother Robert died in an aeroplane crash. Since then, the remaining twin has turned into a heartless tycoon.
What can you tell me about yourself, Miss Price?
I'm still managing my shop. The only difference is, since the quarantine, we're open at night. You, on the contrary, seem to have changed a lot.
Really? Have I changed that much? It must have been the war and the night shifts since my return.
Don't get me wrong, Dr. Reed, you're still handsome.
Ah.
Just maybe a little bit wiser, more serious. It suits you well.
Tell me more about yourself. No new fiancé? I remember you were hoping to get remarried. I'm sure you must have a few suitors.
Who would marry an old bat like myself with a grown daughter and a little business? As you know, I only fancy handsome men like yourself.
Have you noticed anything in particular in this part of town recently?
Other than you coming back to cheer me up? Nothing at all, Dr. Reed.
Does your daughter still worry you, Miss Price? I remember you were often concerned about her health when she was younger.
Have you not seen Carol since you returned? She's almost a young woman now. But she'll always remain my sweet little baby.
So you're less afraid?
Some things never change. Carol is still too clumsy for her own good. Sometimes her innocence puts her in real danger.
Why would her innocence put her in danger?
She does not realize how cruel life can be. Maybe I was a bad mother to protect her too much. My poor dear Carol.
You have every reason to be cautious, Miss Price. especially in these difficult times.
Maybe you could talk with her, Dr. Reed. It would be nice to have a man here more often. We would both feel safer.
Alors, en bonne santé. Faisons affaire. Qu'est-ce que tu proposes? Ça tes meilleurs prix? Ça tes meilleurs prix? Regarde-moi dans les yeux et dis-moi que c'est tes meilleurs prix. Alors ici.
I cannot enter.
Il s'est verrouillé. Alors je sais pas où elle est sa fille, elle veut que j'aille parler à sa fille. Admettons. Alors il y avait quelqu'un d'autre. Bah, il est disparu. Le gars a disparu quoi. Ouais, c'est très rouge hein. Ah, on est de nouveau dans une zone sauvage. Ouais, là il y a des gens ici. Ah, il est là, il avait disparu.
Good evening, sir. May I ask you what you're doing here at this late hour?
I'm conducting an investigation about the epidemic in this part of town.
And who are you, sir?
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed from the Pembroke Hospital. May I ask who you are and why all the questions?
I'm Detective Inspector Charles Albright from Scotland Yard. And I don't find your answers convincing. What is a Pembroke doctor doing in the West End at this time of night?
I work for the Ascalon Club. Here is my permit to go freely about the city.
The Ascalon Club? You should have said so, sir. I must warn you, these streets are dangerous, and you'd better be careful.
Do you know anything in particular about a man called Aloysius Dawson?
Who doesn't know the man? I think he intervened personally to put an end to the police strike of last August.
What else can you tell me about him?
Aloysius Dawson is exactly the kind of powerful and influential man who could commit murder and get away with it, with just one phone call.
Why are you investigating at night?
Criminals rarely act in daylight, you know. But since you are also a night worker, have you noticed anything strange which requires police attention?
No, I've noticed nothing odd.
All right. But keep your eyes open, though.
What can you tell me about this district?
I'm the one asking questions, especially when there's a killer on the loose.
What killer?
I'm not going to discuss that with the civilians, sir.
Haven't I told you about the investigation I'm conducting? Perhaps I could help you.
All right, without giving you too much information, I'll tell you this. I'm convinced there is a homicidal maniac on the loose, using the epidemic to disguise his kills.
And what about the epidemic?
We both know the situation is critical, don't we, Doctor? Colleagues of mine die almost every day.
What are you really doing here?
I told you. I'm a detective inspector from Scotland Yard, investigating suspicious cases in the area.
Do you work alone?
Yes. The situation is difficult for the police. Many of us are sick, and since the summer strike, most men apply a work to rule on their patrols.
What about the situation in the East End? Why are there no police there to protect the civilians?
I know, it's a shame, but we just don't have enough men to cover the entire city.
Tell me all you know about that homicidal maniac you're looking for.
I'm not even sure there is only one. The wounds are always the same, but the modus operandi varies. Sometimes violent and brutal, sometimes precise and swift.
How could different killers inflict the same wounds?
That's my main problem. If my theory is correct, maybe we're facing a group of individuals sharing the same violent tendencies. Perhaps a sadist cult.
Oui, une secte de Scala.
What are you investigating, exactly?
I currently have a few missing persons cases. Mr. Tadao Kimura and Miss Louise Teasdale.
Ah, c'est vrai que vu qu'on n'a pas passé de nuit pendant tout ce temps, ils sont pas encore revenus. Ne vous inquiétez pas, on s'en est occupé des deux là. J'imagine que c'est un moyen de débloquer les enquêtes justement, les investigations.
We don't have enough men to search for her, sadly.
Do you have any idea where she could be?
No, but I feel she's been abducted. She went to a pub a few nights ago and vanished. I thought about the sewers, but I'm not equipped for such an investigation.
Tell me about Mr. Kimura.
Mr. Kimura is a businessman who has been missing for a few days. He didn't go home, didn't go to work, didn't go back to his family.
Where was he last seen?
Mr. Kimura was last seen at the Royal Observatory in Greenwich. I followed a possible lead in the West End, but I found nothing.
Ouais, je pense que c'est les deux qu'on a sauvés. Ok, et toi, t'es en bonne santé. Okay.
Goodbye, Detective.
Goodbye.
Très bien. C'est la race de gens, c'est ouf. De Gémeaux?
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. Can I be of assistance?
Dr. Reed? Dr. Reed?
Is there anything wrong?
No, it's just... Your name sounds familiar. And your face. Have we met before?
I think I would remember. So I suppose the answer is no.
That's odd. I'm certain I've already heard of you. My name is Pericles Baker. Does that mean anything to you?
I'm afraid not, sir. But it's a pleasure to meet you anyway.
The pleasure is mine, I guess. I only wish I could remember when it was that we met.
Ah, toi, t'es en bonne santé aussi.
What can you tell me about Aloysius Dawson?
I've heard this is a man who has searched for his place in the world for a long time. I hope he found it.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Baker. What are you doing out here in the middle of the night?
We are waiting. Waiting for someone.
And why are you waiting for this person?
Because we need to leave this city. As soon as possible.
Why do you want to leave the city?
I'm not really sure.
Can you tell me anything about this district?
As you like asking questions so much, would you allow me to ask you one first?
Please, be my guest.
Do you like this city?
I don't know. I was born and raised in London, but I feel like a stranger here recently.
You didn't answer my question, sir, but I don't blame you. Perhaps it's better that way.
And what do you do, sir? For a living, that is.
I stopped working when I decided to leave. When I realized what I wanted. Wanted something this city can't provide.
But what were you doing before you took this decision?
Does it really matter anymore? Considering the past seems so pointless to me. I have lived in this city all my life. And now I think it's over.
Tell me more about why you want to leave London, then.
I just don't belong here anymore. I had to convince my brother to leave London because I know we need to find another life out of the city.
Who are you waiting for? I'm sure he has a name.
I really can't answer that question, since I don't know that person.
And why is that?
This person is mostly my brother's acquaintance. I don't even know his real name. Only that this man could help us leave this city once and for all.
But why would you need this person's help to leave London anyway?
Well, I thought we should have left this cursed place already, but my brother convinced me to stay a while longer, and here we are.
Goodbye, Mr. Baker.
Ouais, c'est des jumeaux.
Good evening, sir. I am Dr. Jonathan Reed. Do you need my help?
Yes, please. Would you be kind enough to tell me what the time is?
That's all you need to know.
Well, is it not important to know? As important as where you are? Or who you are?
I suppose you're right. And who are you then, sir?
I am Agamemnon.
On répond pas du ton à
Like my brother, I think we
à la
need to
question,
leave
hein,
this city
c'est...
immediately.
Il donnera pas
My
l'heure.
brother and I rarely agree on anything.
What can you tell me about Aloysius Dawson?
You should ask that question to my brother instead. Personally, I've not seen Aloysius for many years.
May I ask why you've not gone already, if you're so exasperated by this long wait?
I believe fear is holding us back. My brother would have said it's laziness, but it's just because he's prouder than I am.
May I ask what you're doing outside at this hour of night?
I don't know. You should ask my brother instead. It was his idea in the first place.
You must have your own ideas.
From what I have managed to understand, I guess we're supposed to wait here. Waiting for someone to come.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
It's the only place I've considered myself happy. Or at least that's what I believe. Unfortunately, it's time to leave.
Why is that?
Because I'm not feeling happy here anymore. Are you?
No, I'm not.
Good for you. It's a good thing to have a clear idea of where you stand concerning crucial questions. Don't you think?
What can you tell me about your brother?
He's older than me, I think. But the important thing is that I really hope I'll die before him. Grief would just kill me, you know?
Is that all?
Pericles is very attached to this city, and without my insistence, he would never leave this place. We don't often agree on anything, you see.
Who are you waiting for, exactly?
The more I think about it, the more I believe it's not exactly a person we are waiting for.
But what else could it be, then?
I don't know. A feeling? An event? An impulse? How can I tell? Something that would allow us to leave this trap.
I'm afraid I'm not following you.
Je pensais que c'était quelqu'un qu'ils attendaient pour les amener hors de la ville, mais visiblement pas du tout.
Trapped you in a role that does not fit you. That you're not in your place. That sort of trap.
Trap? And you think leaving London will free you?
At least it will give us the chance to be free. That's more than our present situation. Hope, Doctor. Hope is what truly drives mankind.
T'es en bonne santé, toi? Oui.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Baker.
Eh bah. Deux bons jumeaux, quoi. Alors... Est-ce qu'on a d'autres gens? Parce que là, du coup, ça nous a bien découvert une partie de la populace. Hein. Il y a la fille, ça doit être la fille de Caroline Price. Faut qu'on la trouve. Et il y a encore un gars, sinon. Je sais pas où il est. Vous entendez les cris, il y a des gens qui jouent dehors. Et là... Ça nous fait contourner, donc peut-être qu'il y a des gens par ici. Le bon bug sonore. C'est que ça encore. Une entrée souterraine. Ah! On a un inconnu qui est probablement dans cette entrée souterraine. Qu'est-ce que j'ai fait? Ok, d'accord, il y a des dalles. C'est que ça... Je suis pas tombé dans un piège encore, hein. Bonjour. Le crime du savoir perdu. Les vampires sont dangereux, mortellement dangereux, et... Mon dieu. Les enfants, quand ça joue, ça crie, hein. Et parfois vicieux. C'est un fait, et je ne le nierai pas. C'est précisément pour cette raison que nous devons comprendre ce qu'ils sont, et parfois qui ils sont, afin d'améliorer notre compréhension mutuelle. Vous souvenez-vous de cet entretien avec Titus Flavius Josephus, réalisé en 1548 pour l'un des nôtres, lorsqu'il avait fini par rencontrer cette créature en Espagne? Vous rappelez-vous comment chacun des mots soigneusement choisis par ce vampire nous réchauffait le cœur à chaque fois que nous les lisions, car ils étaient des fenêtres exceptionnelles sur un passé dont nous n'avions que des bribes? Eh bien, Titus Flavius Josephus n'est plus. Les chasseurs du Vatican l'ont détruit il y a quelques semaines. Avec lui disparaissent des trésors de savoir inconnus sur les piliers de notre civilisation. C'est un crime probablement aussi atroce que le meurtre d'un innocent par un vampire. C'est pour cette raison que la voie empruntée par la garde de Priwen est aussi criminelle que stérile. En effet, à chaque fois qu'ils mènent à bien une de leurs chasses méthodiques aux anciens vampires d'Angleterre, au lieu de les aborder avec prudence et respect, ils détruisent une partie de nos racines communes avec les immortels. Ils anéantissent une opportunité. Leur grande chasse est un crime, car elle tue aveuglément les mots et les pensées.